All right. Thank y'all for tapping in the Streetball to Pro. Man, today we're going to talk to the new owner of TBL team down in Eugene, Oregon. We're waiting. Ballaholic should tap in, but until you tap in, I don't want to delay. I know we got some people who are very interested in talking to you, Mr. Clark. Uh,
Oh man, appreciate you having me on. Appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. You know what I mean, taking the time to let us know about your new team and the opportunity to work with you as well. You know what I mean. And so, before we get into all the logistics and things like that, I'd like for you to introduce yourself and you know what I mean. Let us know what's going
Y-
on.
Yeah, so I'm actually an LA kid. I was born and raised in Compton, California. So, I came from a big family. I got about nine siblings altogether. Various different athletes spread out throughout the family. Got a couple brothers played little short stints in the NFL.
Okay.
Uh, a couple cousins that have been in the league. Honestly, most of my family is mostly football players. To be bluntly honest, I'm like the only hooper besides me and one of my cousins, Josh. I'm the only hooper really. So, but we coming online this year. And hoping to make some dreams happen. Bring a chip down here to Oregon. Uh, Eugene's a beautiful, beautiful city. Big, green, lush areas, nice, lively downtown life. Um, and really, it's Oregon as a state, man, is just screaming to get more stuff down this way. Like that's one of the few things I'll knock this state for is just, as far as entertainment, you got the Blazers,
Yeah.
you got essentially you got the Blazers and you got the two universities. That's about it. After that, the pipeline falls off dramatically.
What
So
what made you, I guess you would say, choose the TBL? I mean, everybody know in the hoop game, the TBL is at a high level. You know what I mean? It's one of the if you're not in the NBA, you know what I mean. If you're not in the, it's now the G League. It wasn't say the D League, G League. It's the TBL. So you know what I mean. What, like I said, I'm sure that's probably the reason why you chose the TBL was the fact that opportunities.
yeah, man. The reason I chose the TBL was really because, like you said, the competition was like the next level. I was looking for something that was, you know, had a proven track record of success, somewhat some sustainability, and was actually helping get pros to, players to where they actually wanted to be. Because at the end of the day, like this is, I don't want to say it's a direct pipeline system, but it's kind of a pipeline. We got to be able to get these guys extra jobs after the fact. Like this ain't the end of it. Like to be honest, I wish when I was playing, I had a TBL to go jump into because could have did wonders for me back when I was playing.
No, facts, facts. I mean, let me see that. The closest I can say, the IBL was what I played in, which I would say would be equivalent to the TBL, right? So when I was playing, and I forgot how many teams, but at that time there was a team in Eugene, Oregon. You know what I mean? And it was a team in Vancouver, like the Vancouver Volcanoes. So they was one of those teams. So I just thought, and shout out to Kurt, who is the one who pointed me to you, who told me about you and the fact that you had a new team. You know what I mean? And so,
Big shout out to Kurt, man. Kurt been trying to put me on since I met him. So big shout out to Kurt.
yes, no, that's my guy. Like I said, when I reached out to him, I was working with him with players, and then I asked him, he's like, hey, there's a new team. You know what I mean? And they can use some help. And I'm like, you know what? Too easy. Let me give him a call and reach out. And so, thank you for, what I mean, talking to me and being able to jump on the phone and hearing me out and saying, hey, how can I be a service? And this is one of the ways just to let folks know that there's opportunities now. You are having tryouts coming up, correct?
Yeah, we're having tryouts October 21st, 22nd. We're gonna be at Lane Community College for the tryouts. If you
Okay.
need to get that information, go ahead and hit up my website, ecjags.com. Registration link and all that stuff is there. We also got a Corvallis tryout November 3rd and 4th, but that one's subject to change. Not too much is going to change, just location, and we might be able to move it from Friday, Saturday to Saturday, Sunday. So the 4th and the 5th for that one. So I should have that one finalized this week. So if that one changes, it'll be changed this week. If not, the same information will be on the website. And then also, we got a California tryout coming up too. So, we're gonna be down in LA, Inland Empire, down that way looking for hoopers. So, be on the lookout for those tryout dates too.
Cool. Hey, Mr. Ballaholic, appreciate you, man.
Hey, I apologize, brother. I am at work, so forgive me if I step out for a minute. I got a lot going on today up here at the site, man. So my apologies.
No, you're fine. I mean, you taking the time to jump in with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see you got that. You got was that Ohio State game in the background?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. They feel like they losing too. I think they lose. I just turned it on. They might be losing. No, they up. They up actually.
I'm about to say they was losing. Maryland let them back into it.
Yeah, yep.
They let them back into it. Oklahoma beating the brakes off Texas right now, though.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, Texas. I don't know what Texas is doing. They supposed to be the number 3 team in the country. I don't know what they doing.
They about to be the number 8 team in the country. They about to drop. They getting handled right now.
Right. Give me 1 second, John. 1 second.
You good? And so, okay. How many players? So I know I have a lot of players, you know what I mean, that I work with, right? And even in the Northwest. And there's a lot of folks that are looking. So tell me some of I guess, the kind of players that you're looking for, or do you actually, well, first, before we go there, do you even have any players on your roster right now?
So right now, I actually just sent my first training camp invite out. So literally, I got one training camp person right now. Shout out to Josh Jones. He's the first one. He's coming from LA area, NAIA champion.
Okay.
Could really get busy on the court. Actually, believe it or not, I've known him since he was a kid. So watching him grow and actually get the chance to be a professional, I think that's pretty dope that I'm able to provide him this opportunity. But right now we got a wide open roster. We got 10 to 12 spots we got to fill all the way down the line. I'm looking for guys that can go get it, that's willing to come into this gym, that's willing to work, and above all else, learn to be a professional. Especially if this is you coming out of college, or you coming from hooping at the parks or whatever. Like, if you can do it, come talk to me. But we got to make sure you learn how to be a professional, because that's how you're gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid by being a professional afterward.
Correct. So I know there are. So can people send like their resumes and highlights, or are you just only picking through your training, or not training camps, but tryouts? You know what I mean? So I'm just asking a bunch of random questions because I know that's how players are. Oh, what about this? What about that? So they can have answers.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm getting resumes, I'm getting highlights sent to me. So if I see something that really stands out to me, you can send that in, and you can get an invite to camp, at least for one of those. Definitely giving a little bit more deference to the players I get to see in person, because seeing somebody on tape, you get to cherry pick your best highlights. So I gotta see you when you getting cooked 2 plays in a row, how you respond.
Right.
Like how you responding offensively, defensively. Hey, your shot not falling this day, or you at least gonna go rebound the ball and play some damn defense. So like those are the things I'm looking for, because basketball is an all around game. I want players that can do everything. But if you got a specialty, honestly, that's how you get to the league. You get to the league by having a specialty. It's certain dudes like JJ Redick is a perfect example. You ain't never seen JJ Redick play no defense.
That's true.
You ain't never seen JJ Redick play no defense, but you seen him shoot that ball.
He shoots that ball, right?
So if you got a skill set, man, it's all about mastering your craft, man. It's just putting in the work every day and mastering your skill set to the maximum. So, but to all those players out there, if you got tape, you got resumes, you got connections, hit me. Let me take a look at them. If you got full game tape, I prefer you to send me some full game tape instead of just your highlight tape. But if that's all you got right now, send that over to me so I can at least take a look. We can maybe get on a call, get on the phone. I can, we can see what it's about.
You got a contact number, so just in case some guys want to get in contact with you, you got of course, your email address or whatever. They can send the information over to you, whether it be the highlights or the resume. Do you have like somebody can contact you with?
Yeah. So best way to, especially if you're gonna send tape to me right now, send it to me through email because I'm popping my computer on you last night. Rich sent me some tape last night, so I was up last night till about 12 o'clock midnight. I was up in the living room watching tape. My wife was like, oh, she on my neck. Go to bed, turn the TV off. I'm like, nah, I'm working. I'm in here working. Can't turn it off yet. So if you got tape, send it to me through email. Email is mclark, it's MCLARK @ecjags.com. So, and again, if you need that, it's all on the website. Email, contact information is all on the website, ecjags.com. So,
okay, MC Jags,
M Clark. So
I got M Clark, but then after that, M Clark said MC.
M Clark @ecjags. So
EC. Okay, yeah. All right.
So, like I said, this is what I love about it is, like you said, I'm the same way. If you can hoop, you know what I mean, then there's an opportunity, right? I think that's one of the things where, there's reasons, there's different levels. So you got to think that there's a Division I, ex-pro, they're already experienced, that knowledge. Yes, of course, it's easier, I would say, for that player to get an opportunity because that's what they've been doing. That's what they do, versus a player who never played or who played at a lower level. What I mean? That because it's like I said, it's different levels to it. And so when you think about the TBL, that's right up there under the league. You know what I mean? Not trying to discourage any player, but understanding, like what you said, a professional. The end game is being a professional on and off the court at all times. So, you know what I mean? I love the fact you said full game, and that's what I try to tell players too. Everybody want to just send highlights, but at the end of the day, the full game. What are you doing?
Yeah, send the full game because highlights are just your strengths. I can look at your strengths and see, okay, but I put you on my roster and then the weaknesses start outweighing the strengths. I'm like, all right, I chose the wrong guy. So, send that full tape in, and above all else, man, a lot of dudes will sit out there and they won't actually work on those weaknesses. You got to work on those weaknesses. Like I'll be honest with you. So like when I was playing, one of my main weaknesses was I couldn't dribble worth a lick. I couldn't dribble the damn ball. But if you run me off the screens like Ray Allen, throw me a lob, give me a lane, I'm going to work. I'm going to busy. So, that's something when I make that transition to playing in the Drew League, I had to work on that. Size, especially as you go up in the levels, that size changes. I went from being a potential junior college forward to trying to make that transition to go overseas, play professional. They're like, hey, you got to be a point guard. Like that was a night and day shift for me.
Yeah, yes, and that's crazy you said that. Size does matter. And a lot of guys are thinking you 5'10", 5'9", you under 6'3", it's gonna be difficult, whether you're trying to get somewhere or you getting into the paint, you're trying to be a scorer, whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna be tough, man. The smaller you are, man, you gotta think about it. You might have an advantage on somebody that's taller than you, 6'5", 6'6", and you 5'10". Okay, you might be able to get by him by the basket, but then, not even that. If I'm sending you to my trees, which is 6'10", 6'8", 7 foot, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Or even on the opposite end, how you gonna guard me if you 5'10" and I'm 6'6", I'm in the post? What you gonna
It's
do?
hard to shoot with a shade over your head, man. It's hard
You
to
know what I'm
shoot with a
saying?
shade
Like
over your head.
you can't. You're not gonna be able to stop me. I'm going right to the block, and I'm gonna make it tough for you. I'm going. If I'm 6'5", you 5. I'm going to the block. It ain't no need for me to be on the wing, and I'm to the block. Now I'm gonna put you in a situation. Now you're gonna use even more. You know what I'm saying? Now you're using more of your whole body, mindset, and skill set. Because then you got to go back on the other end and do the same thing again. You do a pick and roll. All we're gonna do is we're gonna send you right to the paint. We can trap you as you pass the ball, but I'd rather just send you to the paint where my trees is at. Because it's either a pull up or a floater. I know that as a defender. That's what he's going to do because he go to the paint. It's going to be a little bit difficult for him. So let me just, you know what I mean? Let me force him a certain way I know how to force him because just because of his height. And that's just from experience. You know what I'm saying? If I played a lot of basketball and I know how to guard dudes, whether it be whatever the case may be, that's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't always say this too. Go, you know, I can stop him. You can't stop anyone. You can't stop anyone. You're not going to stop me from getting to my spot. That's what you know. You can't do that. You can contain someone. You can make it different. Make someone take a tough shot, but you can't stop someone. You can't. I don't care who you are. I can stop them. No, you can't. Unless you're trying to intentionally, yeah. I elbow somebody out, stop them, but we're talking about doing it the right way. We're talking about, you know what I'm saying, being a pro or whatever the case may be. I hate hearing that, but we're trying to get to another level. It's certain ways to do certain things.
That's the thing. Like you get to that next level, everybody can hoop.
Yes.
Everybody that steps on this court can play.
Yep.
You're not the dude that's going out there and being like, yeah, I'm the best dude on the court. Now, I always tell people if I step on the court, I got that mindset. I'm numero uno. I'm the best player on this court, period. That's the way you should step on the court. Have that mindset and be aggressive. But like you said, like you're not going to be out there stopping everybody. People going to make difficult shots. Your job is to make things difficult. Like you're supposed to.
And no, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. And yeah, just make things difficult. Like my coach, my one of my favorite coaches, I grew up with, Coach Neal, down in LA. He used to say the same thing, like on defense, I don't need you to stop nobody. I need you to contain people. Stay in front of your man, contain, and make it difficult. If you make it difficult and he hit a good shot, clap him up. Get back on offense. Let's go.
Right.
Let's do it again. Let's see if he can do that again and again and again and again. Like, so, you know, conditioning too. That conditioning comes into play. So, you know, if you come in the tryouts, I hope you in shape because I'll tell you right off the bat. My team, everything we do everything full court. Yeah. We going up and down the court the entire practice. We ain't staying on one side of the court running set offenses. Like if we running, I'm throwing the ball to the other side of the court and you sprinting to that other side. Like, you know, we gonna run people out of the gyms. Yeah. That's the way we gonna do it.
Right.
We are going.
But you're right though. Hey, and you're right. And that's what I learned, man, playing in the TBL, man, past 2 seasons, man. I learned like, yo, everybody go hoop. As soon as I got there, I think somebody came up, hit a deep NBA 3. I was like, damn. I was like, it's like that. I was like, damn. I was like, it's like that. And then the next possession down, so a 6'8" dude came down to like a crossover, went to the basket and finished on a reverse. I was like, okay, I see how it is now. I didn't think the TBL was gonna be like this. But I was like,
that's how my first time in the Drew was, man. I'm telling you, my first time in the Drew, it was a wake-up call. I'm coming fresh out of high school, wide-eyed. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to give it to this motherfucker. Let's go. I came out, man. Somebody came down court and did a windmill dunk, but on somebody. I mean, like bro, like contested. I'm looking like I'm on a block, like what is this motherfucker on over here? Like what? Like people jumping like that? Like they like, yeah, he can't get a job. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, all he can do is dunk. I'm like, but you know, that's what it was. Like, you know, you got to work on your craft, man. Like, I know plenty of street ballers that can go out there to park and give somebody 30, but you get them in front of a referee on that hardwood with people in them stands, and all of a sudden things get tight. Shit changes.
Hey, and that's a prime example of a player we had when we was in London. Crazy athletic. You know, you had those dudes in warm-ups just dunking, and you naturally think that, man, okay,
we can use him. I gotta watch him.
Yeah. Right. So we get in the game and nothing happens. I'm talking about he got 2 left feet in the game, right? So we go later on that day, we go to the street ball. It's called the Blue Cage in London. It's the street ball circuit. I'm like, oh, there go dude. So he playing out there. All of a sudden, his first shot in front of about 50 people is a 3-pointer and go down. He go back down the other end, get a block. He go full court layup. I'm like, hold on, time. Where'd that come from?
Where was this?
Yeah, well, I didn't see none of that. And he, you know what I liked about it? He kept it real. He's like, you know what? He's like, I'm comfortable out here. I said, there it is. A lot of guys who think they ready for that level, they really not. They saying it because of their confidence, which is totally understandable. But you got to keep it real with yourself. Like, yo, I'm more comfortable playing in this circuit rather than playing in the organized. I'm playing against other guys who can hoop, ex-pros. I got a referee now. We got sets we got to do. That's really not me. I need to be free, and that's the understanding that I think that you're trying to get to too. Like a lot of players can't get out there and hoop. Oh yeah, I want to get to over. I'm trying to get overseas. Like, bruh, it's not like what you think it is, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's not like going to the rec. It's not like going to the community center,
right?
And being the top dog in the city. Like, you know, like it's not the same thing. Like, it's a lot of dudes that can't transition from street ball to pro.
Yep.
There's a lot of dudes that can transition from pro to street ball. That's easy.
That's man. And that's what me and Coach Ashley's trying to let guys know we're coming on. Like, look, it's not going to be 100 tricks, man. Like, it's not going to be nothing like that. We finna lock up. You're finna talk on defense. We finna play. We running sets. We might have one set, but it's so many options. I tell Coach Ashley all the time. He even knows this because he's been coaching longer than me. That 1-4 set, where I got 10 different options I can do out of a 1-4 set. Yep. 10 different options. 10. I got 10. You know what I mean? So, and I tell guys that, like, yo, that's what we're doing. We're not coming in passing the ball, screening away, which is a set, which is a normal set, but we're not going to come in up and down just jacking up shots, and it's not going to happen. 10 dribbles and a screen we're not doing that. Because we're not getting nothing done. We'll stop the run if it gets like that. We're going to have to stop. Like, yo, fellas, look, we're not doing this. We understand the street ball to pro, but the street ball aspect we got to explain that to y'all the right way, how we doing it. It's not going to come out here, like I said, we're not going to do 100 tricks. It's not going to be and one. We're not and one. Okay? We're doing something similar to and one, but it's different. Now we're going abroad, meaning we're going overseas. Now we have an overseas team, so we're trying to get you guys jobs. You know what I'm saying? Even our street ball team, Kids Have Admirals, if you rocking with us, it's going to be a little bit of, we're going to have some flashy stuff, but it's not going to be, you're not going to walk with the ball. And when I can get on court with and one, I would literally get a rebound, take about 5 steps before I start dribbling, right? We see what hot sauce do. We see, you know what I'm saying? So we're not going to get into that because then after a while it gets boring. We're just going to be real basketball.
How many dudes transition from and one to the league during that era?
Yep.
During that and one era, how many? Because I can only think of one. Austin, Rafe Austin. I think
and you know what?
Only one.
Hey, and that's crazy because it was more. It was Skip Tamalu. He was the only one who did it, but who could have did it? AO, Baby Shaq, Prime Objective. Because Prime Objective actually played back then. It was called the NBA D League. He played in the D League, and I think he may have got called up. So it's a total of maybe besides Skip. 3 of them could have played at the next level. AO, Baby Shaq, and Prime Objective could for sure play at the next level. But
Baby Shaq was raw. I remember getting them tapes. Baby Shaq was raw. Like,
yeah,
he was raw. I mean, Skip Tamalu too. I mean, Skip Tamalu is the only one that ended up having the longevity, being in the league long term. And we talking, and this is for the guys out there. When I mean longevity, I mean multiple contracts.
Yep.
I'm talking multiple contracts when you're talking longevity. Like, we're not talking about 10 days. We're talking about I'm on this roster for 2 years solid.
Yeah. And to think about everything that we just said, too, the reason why they didn't continue to make it is because of everything we're talking about. Some of them, Shaq was 6'2". What is he going to do against 6'8", 6? You know what I mean? Even though Shaq played like he was 6'6" for sure. That's why he was Baby Shaq. Man, you know what I'm saying? But even so for Prime, like, for him, it was just like he could score, but he can't play D. He wasn't up and down the court. He was more like just sit in the corner shoot guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's why. But
he was a spot up 3.
He was spot up 3, and the fact that he was 6'6", 6'7", you know what I'm saying? It was back then. It was irregular. It wasn't normal for somebody like that in the D League. It was different. You know what I'm saying? So But even AO, he got a try with the Supersonics, and they got put on. It was on and one, but they were just saying the fact that how he plays, the style that he plays, it just wasn't. It wasn't what they needed. You know what I'm saying, at that time. So even the fact they did have the mindset and the skill set for it, it was just like, it's just different. And every ball player is different, man. Every ball player is different. So that's the understanding. To get to the league, you almost have to be perfect. And no one's perfect, but you almost have to be that way in order to get to the NBA. Seriously. Because nowadays,
sometimes, like you said, it take things outside of your control. It gotta be. It might be. I just walked into the situation at the right time, the right time, the right moment. But at the same time, man, you gotta be ready to seize your opportunities when they come at you. So, like, I know for a fact, like, let's say I got a call up to go to go try out for the Heat right now, just on some random stuff. Like, I know for a fact, if I got that opportunity, I'm not going in there trying to do full court bounce passes behind the back. I ain't trying to be fancy. I'm trying to go in there and do my job, do what I need to do. So I know for a fact I'm going in that gym, I'm shooting the ball well. I'm shooting open shots. I'm making good passes. I'm about to block shots, and I'm about to play deep. That's it. I'm about to do those to the best of my ability, because that's how you get your next job. You add all the flashy stuff later. You sprinkle that stuff in later, but you don't come out the gate with that. Like, that's always my issue. People come out the gate thinking this is NBA Street Volume 1. Like, nah, dog, we ain't doing that here. Like, you ain't about to get that next payday. Like, you need to come in here and do what you need to do, and then do all that stuff. Like, do all that stuff after the fact.
And that's how I be at, like, the tryouts and the combines. Guys that come in, I could see it in their face. Like, I'm finna shoot. I'm finna score. I'm finna do this. It's like, nah, just do what you normally do. And I see it, man, because I've worked out and played in these combines and tries. It's like, damn, I can tell that everybody is like, I'm on my own shit right now. Yeah, I'm finna do me. It's like, damn, man, like, this is crazy. Like, I'm finna swing the ball. I can score, and I know how to get to my spots. Let me swing the ball. Let me talk. Let me lock up a little bit. And I've gotten calls back every time. It's just always, man, we want to sign you, bro. We know who you are, but we can't sell your age, man. And it's just like, don't even look at that. Don't even look at that. Look what I just did to these guys 20 years younger than me. Don't even look at my age, man. But like you said, though,
I can't hold with you, man. You can't hold that against me. You can't hold it, like,
man. You know what I mean? So, but like you said, though, a lot of guys, man, if that opportunity comes, man, you got to go for it. You got to, because it's not going, especially when you're dealing with the next level. It's not, who knows when it's going to come back around, or who knows when it's going to come back around that good. You know what I mean? So it's important, man, to stay in the gym. You got to stay in the gym. Even if you off season, you ain't got no calls, you 6 months out, stay in the gym, because it's going to be that one time somebody call you, you can be like, oh, shit, I ain't really did nothing. I ain't worked out. It's going to show. It's going to show.
It is. I learned that back in high school when, my brother, like I said, my brother played at Oregon State. DB, he didn't get drafted, went unsigned, hit a few practice squads. I remember after he got off the practice squad for the the Jacksonville Jaguars, he didn't have nothing for a whole year. But I saw him every single day out there on that field, grinding like he was still going to practice every day. And then sure enough, a year later, I remember it to this day, because it was random. We sitting on the couch watching The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead had just premiered. Like, this series had just came out. We sitting watching it with my two other brothers, and then his agent called and said, "Hey, I got you a contract to go to Canada right now in the CBL, the CFL, Canadian Football League. I need you on a plane tomorrow." Went out there, showed out, signed up for the rest of the year. But you got to be ready. You never know when your opportunity gonna come, when it's gonna present itself, and you gotta be ready to take full advantage of it. Like, stay in shape. Run your miles, get up in the morning, hydrate, drink your water. Like, you got to make sure you're doing those things. And, like, taking care of your body is like a thing that's happened over the last 10 years. That's like, LeBron done champion that. And I'll be honest, LeBron ain't one of my favorite players. I'm a Kobe guy. I grew up in the city. So I'm a Kobe guy to the day I die. And, but one thing I will say about LeBron is he championed that. Take care of your body.
Take care of your body. Man, bro. That's the most important thing, bro. I'm stretching twice a day. I'm doing my resistance bands every day, man. And it's just, People are like, see that, like, how you still playing, bro? Like at a high level like this, and at your age, how you still playing? Like, I just take care of my body, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like you ain't got to go all the way deep in, like, but just stretch. I tell people, just stretch. You stretch, it's a complete blood flow. If you stretch it from head to toe, if you staying active that way, you keeping your body active. Stretch twice a day. That'll help just for life. It ain't got nothing to do with sports. Just stretch. Stretch twice a day. If of course it's something you got a passion for already, why not? I mean, why not go into it? If you got a passion for something that you love to do, man, when it comes to sports, especially basketball, why not understand something else about it? Especially if you've been playing for a certain amount of time. Of course, something's got to change. You can't be the same way when you start, and then it's not going to work that way. So taking care of your body is important. And for me, I was always drinking like, Pedialyte stuff. And I just got put on, another one of our players just put me on another electrolyte drink. And the difference between the one he gave me and the Pedialyte I was drinking, I can't drink the Pedialyte during the game. I always drink it before, but I tried and I was starting to drink it during the game and I would cramp up because it had sugar in it. The one of our teammates gave me, this one doesn't have sugar. And this is what I'm talking about. It don't matter how old you get, we always got to learn. Coach Ashley has said this too. We always learn it. As we get older, we always learn it. So now I got another one. It's electrolytes. This one has the straight salt. And that's the one that I need. That's the one that's needed for especially athletes, even older athletes. When you start to crash, that's when it's time to sip it. You can sip it either before you play or you can sip it during your playing time. So I'm sipping it during my playing time and I feel it. I feel the extra little boost of energy. Right when I'm tired, I sip it and it just kind of boosts me back up to my level of equilibrium is balanced. You know what I'm saying? And it showed. You can ask Coach Ash in London, man. Nobody out there it was just like, yo, this drink is just helping me out on top of me stretching, drinking water. You know what I mean? Not drinking soda while I'm out there as much. You know what I'm saying? So all of that, even the little stuff, you know what I'm saying? The smallest integer, it's going to help.
Things, man. And that's that. But here's the thing: the small things. And I'll say this because I've actually been on the court when Kobe was on the court at the Drew, and for me, the little things. It's the little things that separate the greats from everybody else.
Yep.
Like it's the foot placement. It's I'm taking care of my body after practice. I'm doing my full recovery. And like, Rich, I was going back into some of your old videos and saw you talking about recovery one time. Like, and you gotta do what you need to do and recover.
Yep.
You gotta do all the recovery stuff. Oh shit, I think we just lost him. I think he just popped out.
Oh yeah, he did.
He must have a bad signal or something. But yeah,
yep.
Recovery. You gotta if this is your craft, to all those players out there, if this is your craft and this is what you're trying to do, you gotta take it serious, man. You gotta treat it like it's a job, even when you're not necessarily getting paid for it. Like you working to get paid for it.
Right.
So
no, super important, man. Yeah, like you said, everything, man. Even the pre, the pre warm up, even the post, like your cool down. You stretching what you're doing. You stretching, how your recovery going. Because if you're not used to doing it, all of that stuff, even recovery or stretching, and then you try to do it, it's gonna take longer to get used to that. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get a full cool down that you want because your body's not used to that. You know what I'm saying? So if you naturally just after a good workout, a good game, you're just chilling. Let your body cool down that way. That's how it's going to take a long time to cool down. You get into stretching and everything, it's a difference. Now your body is warm back up, not ready to go, but you chilling though. You know what I'm saying? So now I can walk normal. It ain't limp. I ain't limping. Ain't nothing tweaking. You know what I'm saying? So the more it's like that, the more your limbs gonna stay loose, man. The more you're gonna be, it's gonna feel like you 17, 18 again, where you could just get out there. You ain't got to stretch. You could get out there and just hoop and dunk and do whatever. But it sucks that we can't do that no more. The older we get, we can't do that no more.
Yeah, no, I don't learn that the hard way, man.
Right.
The age numbers get up there. You can't do the same thing, because I'm telling you, 5-6 years ago, I'm trying to dunk on 7-footers. Now I'm looking at the top of that 10-foot rim. I'm like, the knees. Can I just shoot some jumpers?
For real though, for real.
That layup is the same. And 2 points is 2 points.
Hey, thank you. That layup is the same. Nah, for real. If I go out try to dunk, I'll probably pop something. I'll feel it in my groin. If I definitely try to go up and dunk on somebody right now, I'll feel it in my groin.
Man, my coach used to tell me, He used to be in. I used to go to the drill and practice. I used to be trying to throw everything down, everything. I had a coach pull me to the side one time and was like, "Why you try to dunk everything all the time?" I was like, "I don't know. Like that's just what I was taught. You try to dunk everything." He's like,
Right.
"So what's the difference when you trying to dunk and it's just 2 point layup is easier? You can get back on defense. Like 2 points is 2 points. Everything ain't got to be top of the line, flashy all the time. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah. I
like
do. Oh yeah.
sometimes you just got to get it."
You got exactly. Yeah. No, I don't do nothing but power layups now. If I'm going to the rack and see for me, because I was a dunker. So how I load up like I'm finna dunk. But that's how I get to the. That's how I do it the same when I go to the rack and I go by. I load up like I'm finna dunk. But now it's like right over the rim. It's like nah, we ain't doing this. This is a power layup. I'm not. Nah. Nah. We're not doing
You
that.
say playing 2K, you tap a square like, like tapping that square button like.
Hey, for real though, for real, man. Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, I don't know what happened to Coach Ashley, man. I think
He said he resetting his internet. He says internet just dropped. He just texted me. He said he getting back on right now. Oh damn! Everybody just dropped out. Hold on. Well, shit. I'm gonna let them pop back in for a second, but back to just talking about the team specifically. Yeah, like I said, tryouts coming up. So we got tryouts coming up. And for certain players, I will say this: for certain players, I will be able to provide housing. So, if you living on the East Coast, you living on the Midwest, the South, whatever, don't let that be a detriment to you coming and contacting me because I make my living in apartments. So I got spaces and I got rooms for people, and I'm talking, part of contract. So you won't have to worry about it. Just come out and do your job. So, you know, if that's a detriment to you or that's stopping you from thinking about, oh, I can't go to the West Coast, I can't come out here to Oregon because I don't got no place to stay. You come out, you impress me, and you show me what you got. You ain't got to worry about that. I got you. These apartments are nice. They in the middle of downtown Eugene, beautiful. Like, enjoy the nightlife in your spare time. Mingle, create those connections in the city. Do what you need to do. Um, so, by all means, like I said, make sure if you're interested, reach out, send me that tape, send me your full game tape. Also, send me your highlight tape. If that's all you got, send me your highlight tape. You know, I said I'm looking for everything right now from point guard all the way down to 5. So, and I really love strong bigs. So if you a strong post presence, man, come talk to me because I love making sure that my paint is locked down. So uh no, I won't be the head coach. So actually we got a head coach. So uh let me actually go ahead and pull this up real quick. So our head coach is actually gonna be John Tyson. You know, I don't know if you guys know John Tyson, but he's coached in the TBL a little bit. Um, ex-professional player. Been around a little while. Got really good connections and a really good basketball mindset. Um, as far as our assistant coach, we got a local guy named Coach Tommy, who's been coaching around the local Eugene scene for like the last 3 or 4 years. Training kids, training other athletes, knows a lot of people that are playing for the Capitals and the Volcanoes. So those are some of the guys that we gonna have bringing in, to help with that coaching aspect. So Coach Tyson and Coach Tommy gonna be our coaches. Real good guys. You can always reach out to them as well. I'm pretty sure both of them I believe are on Instagram. At least I think so. If not, I'll make sure they try to get their contact information out there for everybody. So.
another question.
Oh, my back.
Oh, you back, Coach? Got your internet fixed?
Yeah. I just got to get my camera. Let's get Ballaholic. Okay, you back on.
Oh shit.
There we go. Woo!
Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah, everybody have internet troubles today.
Man, what? There we go.
But yeah, no. So, Coach, do you know John Tyson?
John Tyson. Ooh. I had to see. I know a lot of folks. I had to see their face. John Tyson. Where is he out here in Seattle?
He near Raleigh right now. He near Raleigh, about 6'9", 6'10". Shit, he
Oh,
might be a 7-footer. I don't know. He might be a 7-footer. But he's coached around the TBL a little while. Actually, again, shout out to Kurt, because Kurt is the one that hooked me up with him. We had some conversations and back and forth, and ultimately landed on him being the coach for this year.
Okay.
So
that's your coach.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be our coach.
Okay.
So if any of you guys that playing around the TBL, know him, go ahead and reach out to him, because that's another avenue for you to try to get on this roster. And I was when you popped out, I was talking about the housing. So if you got players that, like I said, if you on the East Coast, you on the South, Midwest, wherever, don't let housing be a detriment to you saying, like, I'm not going to try to follow up on this opportunity, because that's one of the things I'm going to be able to help out with. I got some nice, beautiful apartments in downtown Eugene, like, enjoy the nightlife, all that cool stuff. But like, don't let that be a detriment. If you can hoop and you think housing is going to be an issue, all I need you to do is come do your job, make the roster, and I'll take care of that for you. So
big. No, that's going to be big. That, I know that's one of the questions. Everybody, especially there's a lot of different teams in the TBL. Some offer housing, some don't, and that can't make a difference. You know what I mean? And so that's good to know. Now, with your invites, because I know you said you have one so far for the invites. When does your training camp start?
So training camp, we probably gonna start. We looking to start in January, February. We'll have the dates kind of finalized out more in December, after we get all our camp invites out. So I would say by like probably about mid-December, early December, all camp invites should be out. So we'll know who's coming to camp. You can start making your arrangements to get there for camp and all that other stuff. So probably about mid-December-ish, we should know who's all got their camp invites, who's all coming to camp. I might do maybe one late December tryout, just to any heads that might have missed one or two. But I'm shooting for early December to have the whole training camp roster filled out, and we going to hit it hard.
Okay, and so when you talk about the training, so I know you have the tryouts. I know. So when you say training camp, now do these people, some are going to bypass the tryout and just automatically go to training camp, and then you pick some out of the tryout to come to training camp? How is that working?
So tryouts. So anybody that goes to tryouts,
Somebody work.
we're gonna talk, we're gonna sit, evaluate, and if we like them, we'll give them a training camp invite. Come out to training camp. We'll go ahead and do that. For certain players that I like ahead of time, I get some good game tape, and I'm like, you know what, I got to see this dude in camp. They might get a training camp invite and might bypass the whole tryouts.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be honest, you got to be a dog. You gotta be a dog. You gotta impress me. I'm talking about, you gotta send me some tape. I'm looking at your tape like, damn. Yeah. I'm looking, Coach Paul called me like, you need this kid up there. I'm like, all right, get that. Let's get him up here in this gym.
And I know that's a question, because I know for myself, I watch. I'm always watching just the basketball world, especially those I work with. And so I've been seeing training camps come out, or the opportunity. Let me get you back on. Did I mute you? I thought can't unmute guests because they close. Oh,
there we go. We're good.
I was about to say, I'm trying to unmute you and you mute. What's going on? Okay, so, but I know I've been sending training camp invites, and I have players who ask me, and players that we work with that are like, hey, what's the next step? So that's why I asked that question. For those who are listening, that's how it worked. For you to get an invite to bypass the tryout, you got to be, as he say, a dog. You know what I mean?
Hey, Yeah, you ain't no coming into, especially playing in the TBL. Trust me, man. You cannot come into the TBL mid-major. You can't. You got to be a dog to play in this league because, like Coach said, it's the third best league in the country. It's the NBA, it's the NBA G League, and it's the TBL. The TBL has produced over 15 players that are playing in the NBA right now that started in the G League, that started in the NBA Summer League, because I played in the TBL Summer League, and I got a call up, but I couldn't go.
Okay.
A lot of guys are getting these calls up, man. Two of my guys, one of my guys.
One of the dudes down the freeway from us, from the Salem Capitals, just got signed by the Celtics. Man, just got signed by the Celtics, like literally a week ago.
Yeah. Okay, so fellas, whoever watching and listening, man, it's legit, man. You got to make sure you got to be that dude, man. You got to have some dog in you to play in this league. You have to.
So, like I said, the only thing that, because we are, those who work with us, we're an agency as well, but it's one of those things we can't pull off miracles. You know what I mean?
Right.
We pass it on, and Coach I work with him, and I send him, folks send me things, and I'll be like, all I can do, I'm that guy. Boom, here's some guys, take a look at and let me know. You know what I mean? Just like any other agency. You know what I mean? That's how it is, right? So,
and Coach Paul, me and him gonna be working together. So, during his off season, I'm gonna try to send some people that way to go work with him.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to help plug some people to come this way with me. So, between Coach Paul, Ballaholic, and me, you get involved in the circle, you gonna have some work. As long as you actually coming to work, we gonna make sure you get some work.
That's it.
So, right. And real talk, we got some dogs we can send you right now. I ain't gonna lie. This is another thing. So also for my team specifically, we're gonna do a YouTube TV series based on the team. So I was talking to Coach Paul about that. We're gonna do a YouTube TV series, and I got a little line on a Netflix producer. We're gonna turn around and try to shop it to him. So we talking when I mean professional, I mean we talking all around stuff. Like we're not just doing the basics over here. We trying to create something that lasts long term. Yeah, even doing off the court stuff. Yeah, right.
It's at the end of the day, it gotta make money. It gotta make money. And that's what it's about. It's about getting the dollars so you can go home and take care of your family doing what you love. Because no one wants to be working a 9 to 5, but if I can go dribble this damn ball and I can make $70,000 a year, it's not $1 million, but
that's enough for a year. A lot of people who getting a 9 to 5 ain't making $70,000 a year.
Exactly.
And so y'all, what y'all witnessing, or y'all, those who are listening and who is going to see this, we are working together. Right, so we have Streetball to Pro. I want y'all to understand it's a platform, it's a network. You know what I mean? Professional owners, you know what I mean? Organization trying to help players to get to where they want to go. So, example, we don't have a TBL team. That's why we're plugged in. You know what I mean? With the Jaguars. You know what I mean? They're gonna have players that are overseas ready and vice versa. That we can sit there and say, "Hey, coach." We need a big, we need this, we need that, and same thing, you know what I mean? And we're gonna just boom. So it's gonna be in a sense, like a year-round type of opportunity, because I think we go overseas. Like right now, we got we got the DR, we got the Philippines coming up, DR coming up. We have we have we're going to Japan, Lithuania. So all of those countries that we're going to. Guess what?
I might have to get with you on that Japan one. I always want to go to Japan. I might have to jump in with you on that one.
March. Let's make it happen. Like I said, that's what it's all about. That's why I have reached out to you and said, hey, let us be like basically a pipeline, and let's partner up and we can work together, because that's the only way we're going to be successful, to be honest. You know what I mean? Being able to support one another. And I'm looking at one of my comments, Fly, you're correct. You know what I mean? Just because it has the title TBL, it doesn't mean, it depends on the owner or the team. All teams is not, organized or professional. Some of them are just like, trying to just get by.
Make it, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's what our whole standard is saying, that everything that we do, if you see our name on it, we're top level. You know what I mean? We're going to produce the best. And so that's what it is. We are going to be continue to work together. And like I said, I know a lot of players, and it's not going to be a situation where, oh yeah, you my guy, this and that. No, this is a business. This is a professional business. And so, I just had to throw that out there because, like I said, I know a lot of players, and a lot of players are going to hit me up and say, "Hey, coach, get me on that team. Get me on that team."
Right.
It's not.
Even though you have a brand, coach, right? You still don't want to all of us have a brand, and we don't want to put somebody on because we know them. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that this is what we're going to do. We got other guys who bust their ass to come in, and I got a guy who I'm going to put on. I know he can play, but like I said, this is our brand. This is a business. We got to do this the right way. You know what I mean? Because all of a sudden this guy done worked his ass off. Now we got one of our homeboys coming in, which is, it's cool. But now we put him in and overlook this dude who worked his ass off for it because I want to get my guy who's really nice, and all of a sudden this dude is what we really need. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to I want to get my guy on because I'm trying to get him on. We might not need him, but let me get him on. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. We all want to get the players that we know we want to get them on, but let's make sure we get them in the right position. So we get this player who we know we get him on our team, but we really don't need that as an opposed to we need this guy who's been working his ass off. We need him for our position. We need him. You know what I'm saying? And it could go wrong that way. It can go really, really wrong that way, man. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's another thing as a player, we don't often, especially when you're in the midst of playing, you don't understand or even want to really figure out the business side of everything. You just hyper focused on the playing aspect, but it is a business. And that's what, for me, a lot of things happen transitioning from playing to the business side. Like, it was like, all right, I can still do this, but it's just going to be a little bit different. It's going to look a little bit different. It's going to feel a little bit different, but essentially I'm going to try to do the same thing. There is a life after basketball that still involves basketball. That's what a lot of people got to understand. Like, it don't end just because you can't get out there and hoop at a high level no more. There's other avenues: training, coaching, team ownership, team management. There's everything that you can still be involved and affect the game the best way. My favorite Kobe quote is, "Leave the game better than you found it." That's what you should do.
I'm gonna try to remember that because I'm a rookie and coming into that. I'm giving myself maybe another year and then I'm done. And that's the kind of advice that I needed to hear. Coach Ash has been helping me already to try to get that business mindset, and I'm trying to. It's there, but I'm trying to really get deep into it because I'm still so locked in with basketball, and I know, like, not as far as playing, but I know I'm gonna get aged out. So ain't nobody gonna want somebody that old playing. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'll still be able to play, it's still I'm gonna be aged out, and that's what it is. And I'm just trying to get my mind focused on the business aspect of it because I know I'm just like, I still can play, dude. And that's what I'm gonna get caught up at. So I got to learn how to let it go. Which I will learn how to let it go, but I got to learn how to let it go like that. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't even gonna happen because I've been playing for so long. So it's gonna take. You know what I mean?
It's hard, man. To this day, I still ain't really let it go. Like, if you get me out on the court and you step in front of me, I'd be like, wow.
I know, right?
See what I mean?
You talking about NBA range threes, man? I can show you highlight tapes. I'm shooting from half court. I'm shooting 4-5 in a row, hitting 4
that's what I'm talking about, man.
It's like, nah. Like, but yeah, it's like you gotta. It takes a minute. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, that's easy to have that, to be able to flip that mindset and be able to say, I gotta put this down now. Right. I gotta do it. I gotta do it a little bit different. Like, that's hard. A lot of people can't do it. And like I said, it took me some years. It took me some years to actually still like get that going. But you just gotta be able to transition that passion to the next thing. For me, it was like, all right, I'm not gonna play overseas no more. I'm not fighting for contracts now. Now I'm helping dudes get contracts. I'm helping build this team, and I'm helping build other people to get contracts. Like I said, leave the game better than you found it. So, like, I'm gonna pick this game up where I see it, and when I put it back down, when I'm done, when I transition to the next level, next grace of God, all that other stuff, when it's time for me to transition on, all that, like, did I leave the game better than I found it? Did I affect the game and leave positive change behind me? outside of just what I did on the court.
That's a lot of thinking, man. I ain't gonna front. That's a lot of thinking, man. Seriously, that's good, man. Because that's positive because that would want to get me back on the court. Did I leave it the way I found it? You know what I'm saying? Did I leave it the way I found it? Because I know I'll be like, you know what, I did it. So let me go back out here and finish what I started. Because that's one of my quotes: finish what you started because the best is yet to come. And I've been living by that for the past since I picked up a basketball. But you're right though, man. Like at some point, man, it's got to be life after basketball. How did I define how did I leave it? What can I do now? Am I doing outreach programs for these teenagers, for these youth? Am I doing trainings? You know what I mean? Vice versa, whatever the case may be. Am I going to these schools, speaking to these kids about life, not just sports? You know what I mean? All type of different stuff, man. And that's a lot to think about. That's something I'm definitely gonna have to think about. You know what I mean? But
of course, man, my thing is I learned it like, you know, everything, you don't get to see the change that you do, and the change that you create, you don't always get to see it. Something happens far away from your face, and then you hear about it after the fact. Like, just to give an example, like, let's say, you know, we help a dude get to the league. He done started with the TBL. He done been with Coach Paul in the off season. All of a sudden, he get a call up. He get a call up and go play for the Heat or the Raptors, and then he starts some. He goes around and starts some programs in Toronto that helps other youth get off the streets, get into the gym, this, that, and the other. The fact that you can go back and you may not always get the credit, but the fact that you can always go back and you can trace that and be like, I know how this kid got started because I helped him. I'm not on TV with him right now, but you know, I know for a fact he would not be here if I didn't help him with even the small steps I gave him. I gave him an opportunity, helped him play. Me and Coach Paul got him in Japan, kept giving him that work. Then all of a sudden, boom, he made it into the league, and now he's starting all these different programs, this, that, and the other, and helping all these other kids. That's full circle. Like, it may not come back directly to your doorstep, but like, you can look back and see the change that you affected. Sometimes you can just look at it and see it.
I want to throw this out here too. So what we built is sort of like our own little, what I say, a little pot where we can grab some of the best players and get them opportunities. Where you got to think, we own a team in Thailand. So now you talk about the TBL, one of the top leagues, you know what I mean, in the U.S. We're all working together, helping support. Boom. Guess what? If they don't get a contract, because of course we're going to go to London and Denmark and all this stuff in the off season, Japan, and that's where I'm calling you because I already know you got some of the top players. We got the resumes, we got A, B, and C. Well, October through December, 3 months, we have a team in Thailand and we're working with other teams. So we're saying, hey, who need a job, coach? Let's get somebody down there. You know what I mean? Because the TBL is a spring league. You know what I mean? So you gotta understand, you know, if you don't get picked up, then what? You can't have a gap in your resume. At this level, when you're missing, you had that gap, folks are like, well, what happened? You know what I mean?
What happened? What was you doing during this time? What were you in trouble? Like, you never want to give nobody opportunity to ask you questions you don't want to answer. My dad always told me that you don't want to give nobody opportunity to ask questions that you do not want to answer. I want to answer the questions that I know, not the ones that I'm not prepared for. Like, but you should always still be prepared to explain that gap. You should be able to explain that gap. You know, whether it's, you know, hey, I just had a baby, I needed to be home for a couple months, you know, or, you know, I got hurt. I got hurt. I had to rest. Like, getting hurt. And I know a lot of players that'll hide injuries. They'll come into the gym, they'll come to tryouts, they'll come hurt. Like, they'll try to hide injuries. Get healthy.
Yes.
You ain't going to do nothing for yourself if you're not healthy. What is you going out there at a 50% tryout going to do for me? Show me what you look like.
Yeah, a lot of players don't understand, man. The game is so complex. It's hard to understand, man, especially when you're trying to get to where you want to get to. It's hard to understand it. Even at the trials and combines, a lot of guys don't like when coaches are talking and explaining stuff. It's like, I want to play. It's like, no, that's the patient part that you need to have in order to be where you want to be at, especially at the next level, because that's all it is talking. Well, I'm on the bench. whether I'm talking to the media, whether I'm talking to kids, offense, defense, you're gonna be talking more than you're playing. You're gonna be talking more than you're playing. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of that stuff, man. It matters, and guys gotta understand that, man. And that's another word that I love is understanding, because you gotta understand every part of basketball. You gotta understand what you're getting into. You gotta understand what's gonna happen. You gotta understand what's not gonna happen. You gotta understand the levels of opportunity. You gotta understand what who you're working with. You gotta understand that you're gonna be doing other stuff besides basketball, and a lot of them don't. But once it happens, like, oh, I got to, okay, all right. But once you understand it, you go into it, it's more, you feel more confident, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's so complex. Sometimes it's hard to understand. A lot of guys really don't get it. It's hard to understand. It's like sports psychology, the mental aspects of it. You know what I mean? And guys got to really lock in when if they really want to get to that point, man. You got to be damn near pure. Like I said, it's hard to be perfect, but you got to be there if you want to get there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense to y'all.
Being a professional is hard. That's why being a professional is hard. It's only what, Coach? How many spots is it in NBA? 120, 130, 200? Like those spots is limited. Those spots are all limited. Like, you know, it's only a finite number of people that's gonna get to those spots. But because being a professional is hard, it's not just basketball. It's the other things in addition to basketball. It's not just that. Like, I know plenty of players that can hoop. I mean, get down.
Right.
That you see them and you're like, bro, why aren't you in the league? Oh, you're a shitty professional.
Yes.
You don't know how to talk to people. You don't know how to do interviews. You don't know how to go and motivate kids. Like, these are things that, like, you know, they can cost you a job. Like, this things can cost you a job. Like, this is real.
Serious though. You hit it right on the point, man. You hit it right on the point.
No, right. I had to jump in because what he said on that, being in the game over a decade and working with a lot of players, that's one of the first things I'm trying to preach to him about, right?
Yep.
Man, you getting buckets, and yes, you great as a hooper, but outside of that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, at this level, we're not sitting. We're not trying to, you know, hey, you got to control your attitude. You got to do this. I'm checking on you. Where you at? Why you late? Next, you know what I mean? And the biggest thing about being a professional. Oh, I'm a professional. Okay, I'm gonna see if you're a professional, because here's what we got to do today. This is what we got to do tomorrow. And what it is going to be is consistency and longevity, right? Because the first thing we can put on a face. All right, let me do this, let me do that. And it's cool right now, but let it be something you don't want to do. You're having a bad day,
Exactly. For real though. And it could be something off the court that are just, now I'm going into work. Now I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing shit today. I don't feel like doing this. Everything changed. You're right. You got to learn how to leave certain stuff at home. It's tough. You're right. It is tough, coach. But you, like you said, the professional stuff, there's a difference between the pro and professionalism. That's the off the court stuff. Professionalism. Yeah.
And like I can give you another example. I got a guy right now. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's a guy that I was gonna sign. He was gonna be the first player I was gonna sign. I told the dude straight out right, like I got this problem too. So when I'm in public, I cuss. I cuss a lot when I'm in public. You feel me? So like growing up, when I was playing in the Drew and they asked me, hey, I need you to go start doing some of these little kid events. I need you to go to this high school, whoop-de-whoop, do all this stuff. I'm like, all right, I actually got to learn to stop cussing in public because I never know who's behind me.
Yes.
Who's behind me or who walking up to me. I can't tell you how many times I've had a kid come up to me and like, I'm talking about kids that I coach, kids that I've mentored, like that just catch me in public when I'm not expecting it. Like I'm in the grocery store doing something completely different. Like, you know, and they walk up to me and they want to stop. Parents have a 15-minute conversation, but they can't overhear me in the background doing this, that, and the other cuss, bitch. Right. They can't hear that because then it's like, this is the guy that I got my kid looking up to. Let me go and move him to the side.
That part.
Like it's the little things. It's the little things. And if you actually want to be a professional, you gotta do the little things. The little things make a difference. And that's one of the things I'm gonna be preaching to players on my team is The little things make a difference because I'm not here just to make ball players. Y'all already are ball players. Y'all already can play ball. I'm here to make pros.
Yes.
Hey, and you know what, too? And a lot of guys who don't have that, you're building their motor skills because a lot of guys don't have motor skills. So once they get in and start talking to these kids, next thing you know, it's helping out even their basketball game. You know what I'm saying? When you're going to talk to some kids you never done it before, now you start opening up. You open it, you're breaking the ice a little bit a different way. Now it starts to help your basketball game. For some reason, I don't know what that's called. Someone told me. I forgot what it was called, but it slowly starts to help out your basketball game. Just the patient part of it. You know what I'm saying? It goes into that. You talking to kids, like you said, are you curse? If I'm talking about teammate, it's fast. We talking, we curse, whatever. Now we get to the kid. We got to slow down. We got to talk slow. We got to talk clear. We got to look at the kid. We got to get down to eye level. You know what I'm saying? So, and it goes back to the,
you got to be approachable. You
right.
got to be able to connect to them on their level. Like, and you know, that's the other thing too. Like these kids, especially these kids, man, the kids are the future of the game, regardless of what anybody thinks. Like, especially like, you know, the TBL. I'm gonna get a TBL for example. Getting kids in seats is gonna get you paid. That dude in the community is gonna get you paid. Like, because at the end of the day, it's about putting butts in seats so you can be paid. So you have a reason to go out there on the court and do what you do.
That part.
It's a full circle thing. You can't do one without the other.
Not gonna work.
That's the thing. It's like this. Although you don't want to be a role model, you're a role model. You know what I mean? That's just really what it is. You know what I mean?
That's really what it is. Yeah, it's just what it is. Like it's the job you chose. You chose this.
Yes.
So this is what comes with it.
Yeah, all this comes with the territory. Yep.
And that's what, as an owner, and that's the thing I can speak on because I own the team. You know what I mean? So wearing these different hats, when I go for players, I'm like, okay, as an owner, what am I looking at? You know what I mean? Not just as a coach, can I coach him? But as an owner, here it is, investing money and time and and trying to build a community. And I have players that's supposed to be on the same page as me to help, you know, change their environment or these kids role models or someone to look up to. And when they look at your behavior, and they say, oh, it's okay. You know what I mean? And they're saying that I'm not worried about what's going on in the NBA. I'm not worried about what's going on elsewhere. I'm talking about here in my community. You know what I mean? Or my reach, or as we can say, our brand, right? So that's one of the things that I look at and just say, hey, when it's all said and done, I want to help this young man, or you know, to be a better man. You know what I mean? Better, if they're a father or whatever it is, because like I said, once the career is over, then what? You know what I mean?
Because it's going to end someday. It's going to end. The career is going to end. That's like anybody that's watching the stream right now, listening to us talk, taking the advice, take this piece of advice from me. If you don't take anything else, it's going to end one day, and you may not have control over that. You may not have any control over that, so you need to be prepared for it.
Right.
Like it might just happen. It might be a freak accident. You might wake up one day, you get out of bed, 30 years old, and your knee pops. Shit just happens. Like you gotta be prepared for it to end, and don't ever think that it's not. But that doesn't mean you can't transition. That goes back to that transition thing. There is a life after basketball that still involves basketball.
Right.
Like,
and that's why
you gotta be ready to transition.
Man, that's up. And that's why, education for sure too, fellas. If you listen, education is key, man. That degree is I'm telling you, because nowadays it's hard to get a job without a degree, especially depending on what state you're in too. Like, I mean, McDonald's, Burger King, they probably don't need a degree, but if you're trying to make enough to where you got to pay bills, take care of your family, you're going to need you a real job, man. And like I said, a lot of jobs, you need a degree. You might be able to get into a job if you have a certain amount of hours working with kids or whatever, over 5,000 hours or whatever. But a lot of players don't even have that. So you make sure, man, if you're in the basketball, you're doing everything right. Because like you said, it can end. It can end. Who knows when it can end. So education is definitely key. It's not too late to get an education. You can get an education when you're 70, but you don't want to wait till you're 70 to get an education. Get it now. It's life after basketball. Get your education, man, so you have something to fall back on. Even if you're done with basketball, I know a lot of players who skipped out on school because of basketball, and they mess up, and now it's post-traumatic stress, a lot of stress because now they can't hoop, now they can't get a job, but now they can't go back to school. You know what I'm saying? So you'll get stuck in a rut. Don't get stuck in a rut, man. Definitely have a contingency plan. Always have a backup plan. Always.
Yep. That's part of, you know what I mean, which everybody who know me, I'm always preaching on the fact that you're a product. Learn the game, learn the business, right? Don't wait until your career is over.
Yep.
Begin to start that transition while you're already playing. You know what I mean? So, example, myself, yes, I could have kept playing, but I'm like, why keep playing? I'm getting older. As I'm getting older, let's understand the business. As I'm understanding the business, now transition. Now here it is, life after hooping. 12 years later, I own my own business, my own brand. I'm training, AAU, I'm agency, you know what I mean? So I started thinking beforehand. And that's what we try to tell y'all. Use your gift. You know what I mean? Don't wait until you can't play no more. Now you're like, oh man, let me go start this. Let me start that.
Mm-hmm.
No, let me start doing these little things now. Let me start putting myself in the best position now. So if I want to walk away for whatever reason, if I don't have control over it, if I decide I can walk away and I have something to show for it because now I have my own business. Right. You know what I mean? So you got to think about playing for somebody else. You don't have your own business. You're working for somebody. You know what I mean? So these are the like I said, you take something from me. That's what I want. I'm always preaching this like, man, I want y'all to understand the business of this game. You know what I mean? Don't just get caught up in playing and then now you're looking for somebody to try to save you or help you. You know what I mean? Once it's all said and done, because now, like I said, it's limited spots. It's to play, you know, all of those things. So that's one thing that I say. I keep hearing transition. Cordell, that's what we're doing with you. We're saying, hey, let's transition. I think age. So, you know what I mean? When y'all start talking about age, you know what I mean? What is, like for you, CD, you're 42 and you still giving guys buckets. Normally, that's retirement, easy. You know, you don't have people that's getting in their 40s. That's start getting there.
Right.
That's very like, yeah, we're good. Because I'm going to go get a 19, 20-year-old. Now raise them up, and now I got how many years with them?
Right.
Or 20. So that's how the business is. That's why I say you got to understand the business and look at it. Although you're in I started looking at mid-30s. Probably coming to the end soon. You know what I mean? Just because of the fact that I have younger players that are coming up. You know what I mean? You have to understand the business and really look at reality and say, yes, you might be getting buckets at 35, 36, 37, but you're a veteran and your time is winding down and your role is changing now. You may not be the main person. Now we're looking at you to take on a different role. You know what I mean? That's another thing. Players got to learn how to adjust and readjust to whatever's needed for the team and just for trying to keep their career. Vince, he stayed around the league until his 40. Why? He changed. He was able to evolve to the role that was needed. You know what I mean?
And that's crazy because VC is my favorite player of all time, besides MJ and Kobe. And he's him and Tom Brady actually are one of my biggest motivators because you see Tom Brady, 45 years old, not playing in a contact sport, playing a collision sport. You see what I'm saying? And then Vince, all the wear and tear, he's dunked on people. You see him go all the way till 42, only because that's a decision that he chose. And like you said, Coach, he's transitioning off. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I had a chance to watch Vince do that because, like I said, that's me. I'm slowly going off. I'm already almost 15 years into the job that I have now, and this would be my retirement job. But I'm already 15 years in. So a part of my brain is kind of left, which I'm okay with. And even another part of, you know, the vision that I have for my clothing brand, Coach Ashley, you helped me break the ice with that. So you just mentoring me, and I'm slowly kind of gaining out. It's helping me. It's helping me kind of leave some of the game just behind me. You know what I mean? Not so more much, but just a little bit. But I know that the more
And
that I
that's the
start,
thing. People think they got to leave the whole game behind. You don't got
yeah,
to leave the whole thing
Yeah.
behind. You don't
Yeah.
got to leave the whole thing behind. You just,
yeah,
there is a small piece that all of us got to give up at some point.
right,
Like, all of us got to give up the same piece at some point. And it
right.
usually revolves around actually getting out there and playing. Like, at
That's
some
it.
point, that timer runs due for everybody. Like, it clicks and it's over.
Yep.
Like,
It's over.
but you ain't got to give it up.
Yeah,
know?
that
And
part.
that's
That part.
another thing for players on my team. Like, we gonna have mandatory financial literacy classes.
Yes.
Like, one thing I'm a big advocate of helping other people create foundations. That's one of my things. Like, I help do that all the time. Like, I love helping people start their own businesses. Matter of fact, I got my own clothing line and my own shoe line. I own a couple apartment complexes, this, that, and the other. These are things that you can do that, the knowledge is there. You just got to be willing to take it and put it into action the same way you would take a play and put it in action on the court and execute. You got to
Right.
do the same thing.
Hey, and that's so crazy because you know what, man, thinking about that too, that's, man, I wish a lot of athletes really looked into stuff like that, man, because they're so based on basketball, locked in, nothing else is coming into the brain. Everything you just said, ain't nobody really going to want to sit. Because I remember even the TBL, they had seminar classes about how to speak, when you get interviewed and how to manage your money. Financial literacy. No one was in any of those classes. You know what I mean? It's like, I know how to manage it. It's like, it's different when you have to manage your money and then you got to go over the country. You got to spend money out there. How you going to send money back for your bills? How you going to keep money out there? You know what I'm saying? All of that. They need help with all that, but a lot of them don't think that way. I mean, they think it's just, you know what I mean?
Players that don't know how to write a check. I'm not even bullshitting you.
No, for real though. I have
players that don't
That's
know
crazy.
how to write a check.
That's crazy, bro.
How do you not know how to write a check? How do you not know how to do that, bro? Like, but that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
and but here's the thing. Like I said, my thing is I don't gatekeep knowledge. I don't like gatekeeping knowledge.
Yes.
I know some. I want everybody to know it.
Yep.
Like, example, how many people on this stream watching, listening? How much do you think you got to have to buy an apartment complex? People probably thinking, oh, I got to have 50, 60,000, 100,000, 200,000. What if I told you need 15K, 10K?
Oh, wow.
You can go buy something easy. You just gotta know. You just gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I went and bought my first complex. It was 2 units. I went and bought that for $12,000. I turned around in 2 years and sold that for 250 bands. Like,
wow.
Matter of fact, I just closed on 4 units, like, literally 2 weeks ago. Matter of fact, I was up in my tenant's house yesterday, introducing myself to them yesterday. Like, and that was 25. That was 25 bands. I'm gonna turn around and sell that for probably 1.2, 1.3 million in 2 years. Like, but these are the things that, like, this knowledge is available.
Yes.
Whether you're gonna take it and use it, that's up to you.
That's crazy. See,
But, like,
you're not that's another thing too, man. A lot of guys ain't thinking like that. Them the niggas that been in the hood for too long. You know what I'm saying? Niggas been in the hood too long ain't thinking like that, bro. Ain't nobody gonna want to be, because that's all positive reinforcement, man. And it's crazy because ain't nobody gonna even want to do that, bro. What you doing? Ain't nobody really gonna want to hop into that lane, man. It's only a few of us that were really like, for real, like, man, that's something I'm really, oh hell yeah. But the average will be like, nah, I'm cool.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
You 1,000% right on that, because I'm from the hood. I'm from Compton, California, Bandera and Wilmington, right behind MLK.
Yeah.
Like, we lived on a borderline between the Pirus and the Crips and all that shit. Like,
yeah,
that's where we grew up. It
I'm
was
saying
active.
Fruitown.
It was active. You know, all the way down Rodeo. It was active. Like, it'd be active out there. But, like, your place that you born don't define you. It don't define you, but it makes you.
Yes.
Right.
There's a difference. It made me, but it don't define me.
Yeah.
So, like, I go back all the time, and I tell people, like, look, bro, I got this for you. Like, look, I can help you do this if you actually want to do it. I go back and tell some of my homies all the time, the ones that's just getting out of jail. I got a homie that's just finishing a 10-year bid right now. Like, he talking about he want to finally get into some properties and do that and the other. He used to be a hooper. he talking about he been in shape, he want to come work out, try out for some teams and this, that, and the other. But again, like it's still other stuff outside of basketball that you just got to be able to take that knowledge and use. Like, why don't you want to own your own buildings?
Yes.
Why don't you want to do that? Because like, just an example, I bought that duplex, and I lived in one side for a year. I paid $600 in mortgage because the other tenant covered everything.
Wow.
I paid $600 a month. Three bed, 2 bath, 1 car garage, about 1,400 square feet. I'm paying $600 a month. I own the whole thing.
Damn, bro.
Like that cost me $12,000 to buy, purchase the whole 9. Like that's just discipline. That's all that is. That's just discipline. I could go spend that $12,000. Oh yeah, we gonna go. We just won. We in town. We in Seattle. We in Vegas. We about to go to the strip club. I'm about to blow $5,000. I'm about to go gamble $6,000.
Real though.
It's like it's discipline. Discipline transitions from everything from on the court to off the court. You gotta have a discipline. You gotta be able to discipline and execute.
That part. The mind is strong, man. The mind could either break you or make you. For real, man. Because I know guys that, right now just want to spend. It's like, bro, why you spending that money for? For what? You got stuff already. Nah, but I need this just in case if that don't work. It's like, yo, you got to manage your money. You got your brain, man. You got to shut your brain down. You got to turn it off sometimes. And that other voice is talking to you like, yo, let me get this. Like, no, for what? You already got that. You just bought that. Why are you going to buy that when you got this already? For what? It don't make no sense. Well, like I said, I just want to get it. So if that's something happened to that one, I got another one. I was like, but ain't nothing wrong with that one. So now that money that you could have saved for something else, right? You spending it and buying the same thing.
Yeah, how many times I done been in the Drew, a sponsorship come in, they'll break everybody off a little bit of bread. I done seen dudes go straight to the outlets and go buy a $300 shirt and then come back the next day like, why the fuck you just buy a $300 shirt for, bro? Like what did you just go do that for? Like who you impressing? Because you coming back to the gym, you coming back to the hood with me.
Yep.
Like
real though.
Like
real.
The same shorty that saw you in a Walmart shirt gonna see you in this, she gonna think different? No. Like we in the same place. We in the same spot. We in the same shit.
Right, no, for real though. Or she gonna see another dude, man, with a different color, same shirt, probably calls him old. You know what I mean?
Like what? Like, oh yeah, like this Khalil. I ain't even talking to Khalil, but he roll up in the hood with a Gucci shirt now. I'm all on him. Like, what? Come on, dog. That should not work like that. Like, but you just wasted the money for no reason. Like, who are you impressing with that? Like,
no reason.
Make your money work for you. That's another thing. Like I said, if you come to my team, my goal is to again leave the game, including you, better than I found you.
Right.
So if I can help you out and you leave my team better than you walked in the door, I did my job.
You did your job. Exactly. That part. Part.
Everybody who's watching Streetball the Pro, we all on that. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things, when I look at who we partner or who we work with, that's like-minded. We're looking, how can we help improve, say our community, our players and things like that. And we're examples. You know what I mean? Folks, I'm not the type that to be flashy and this and that. I'm cool. Keep it simple. You know what I mean? Let me let me put the money elsewhere and invest it so it can make money, long term. I'm thinking long term, not right now. A lot of folks is instant satisfaction, gratification. Oh, boom, let me flex real quick. Flex. Oh, you know what I mean? Like you said, you're going right back to the hood or you're going right back to whatever the situation instead of taking that money and putting it somewhere and just keep being disciplined and just wait. Let me just keep working. And let it grow and build itself. And then, now, as we say, we all eat. Now you have some, really, we all eat, generational. That's how I look at it, right? So what I'm doing long term, I have a son, grandson, kids. I want something they can have. So when I'm gone, guess what? This program, my organization go on to them and, you know what I mean? And they can continue to build on that. But it's not just my family, but it's touching so many other people and it's helping them throughout the world. You know what I mean? So, man, this is good. I mean, the mindset at this level, when you start talking about pro, is being a professional. You know what I mean? Is a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
It is. It's all encompassing. Being a professional is all encompassing, and it's those things that, like you said, people not necessarily thinking about. Like
Right.
you got to look. Like I use Kobe as an example, man. Like growing around LA, like I could go downtown LA, and I might actually, if I get up early enough, if I say it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I tell my dad let's go for a jog. I kid you not, we might have seen Kobe Bryant jogging to the gym or jogging around Staples, or his helicopter dropping him off at like 4 a.m. Like those were regular things. Like, but it's like being a professional is all encompassing. You got to do everything. You can't just do one part and not do the other.
Right.
You can't skip things. You have to do everything. Like you gotta practice. You gotta work on your craft, and working on your craft is twofold. Like to get another example, I used to be a terrible public speaker. I used to be god awful as a public speaker. So when I did my first interview, this is back in high school. I did my first interview for a KCal 9 after a game or something, and I went back and watched it, and I was like, God damn, I was terrible. I looked awful. And I had a coach call me from the Air Force, because the Air Force was recruiting me to play, and they was like, yeah, man, that was a bad interview. You should go in front of the mirror and you should practice and like try to learn to talk. Like you sound stumbly, you weren't getting your words out, you're not speaking in complete sentences, you're not getting your point across. Like I can tell that you can play, but I need you to do these other things too. And these other things will actually help you progress in your career, because it helped me in other ways. Like, yeah, I was a bad speaker on camera and I learned how to be a good speaker. Then guess what? I was able to help motivate my team. I'm in the huddle now. I'm talking. I'm in the huddle talking clearly, giving direction. Like
that's crazy, because you're right. Because when guys get asked questions, they don't even listen to the question. They hear the question, but they're not really listening to the question. Like really listen to parts of the question, man, and you know what I'm saying? Even come up with something that matches that question. A lot of guys would just go, "Yeah, I think we played good today." And for the next game, you know what I mean? It just won't match what the question was asked. Fellas, my bad. I gotta get back. I gotta answer some questions real quick, Coach. My bad.
You good?
Good, man. Good seeing you, man. Good, like we're gonna stay in contact.
Yeah, we gonna definitely keep in contact with you, man, for sure, man. It was a pleasure talking to you, man. I hope I get a chance to talk to you again, man, at some point.
Yeah, no, man. Appreciate you.
Coach, my agent, my coach, I salute. We're going to talk later. I'm going to call you as soon as I get up out of here, Coach.
Sounds good, my man.
All right, fella.
And so, yeah, no, this is real good, like overall, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, players are getting a chance to understand, because we were former ex-players or former players that has transitioned, you know what I mean, in business and ownership, and not only in basketball, but in life and other areas in our life. You know what I mean? Just like listening to you, which, like I always say, I'm constantly always learning and wanting to know how to improve. You know what I mean? And so being able to sit there, because I've always, the real estate or talking about owning property and being able to expound on that, I'm like, oh, I'm all ears. You know what I mean? These are things that I've always been interested in, but like you said, I don't know how. And because you don't know how, it's like, oh, I don't know if I want to go dive into that, or I'm gonna just stay away from it. But actually being able to sit down and listen and be mentored. And so this is what we do as a whole. You know what I mean? We're here to mentor and teach you life. You know what I mean? So basketball is something that is allowing us to do this. You know what I mean? And so I'm excited for our partnership, for us to be working together, man, to come down to the games and actually watch the process, to be a part of the process. You know what I mean? So I say thank you for allowing us to be a part of the process. You know what I mean? And this is going to be fun. This is going to be
man, I appreciate you, man, reaching out, and that's the thing. Like I said, like, it's all about making connections.
Yep.
It's all about making connections. We could have got on the phone, had a conversation, and realized, you know what, it's not actually gonna work out. We had a conversation, and wish you the best. I wish you the best, and we go do separate things.
Yep.
But on the off chance you can get on the phone with somebody and then you actually do get that connection. Like with me and you, we got on the phone, we talked for about an hour. I was like, all right, look, I think this is somebody I really want to work with. We like-minded individuals. We got the same kind of goal. We trying to build the same type of thing. But if Kurt would have never connected us, you would have never reached out, it never would have happened. And that's the same thing with, like, if you think you can come play for me in hoop and you want to learn to be a professional, reach out to me. Reach out to me. Hell, if you just saw this stream and you like, look, I can't go play, but I want to know about that real estate deal, reach out to me.
Yes.
Let me know. Let me know. I will give you that information and help you along the way. And the thing is, I'm doing this shit for free. I know motherfuckers that's doing this shit and making people pay for the information. Like, I'm just giving it out for free. Like, I'll walk you through the process step by step and give it to you for free game. Like, because I just want to see you do something with it.
Right.
Like I just want to pass you the rock and see you do something with it. So, like,
that's the difference, you know what I mean? And that's another reason why I'm excited and we're working together, is the fact I'm the same way. Let me just, I've been doing tours and helping people go overseas and get seen. And when you look at it, for me, on the outside, and I hear and watch other organization who's doing it, and they busting heads. They're taking money, they're doing all kind of things, and they're not really caring about the people or taking care of them. And it's one of those where I'm like, man, I just want to help. You know what I mean? I want to put you in the best position, but I want to teach you, in a sense, teach you how to fish. You know what I mean? And the best way, instead of me trying to get over, I walk you through the process. I'm gonna do A, B, and C for you. And that's another reason God has allowed me to be at this place that I'm at now. And I'm sitting here talking to you. You know what I mean? Like I said, Kurt, my guy who known for a minute, you know what I mean, that still to this day, I can call him, what's up? You know what I mean? What can we do? And so folks got to understand, like you said, like, I don't know, your character. Character, networking, and all of those things is really important. And so I say salute to you, and I'm excited to know you. It's more than basketball. It's bigger. It's bigger than basketball. Just the opportunity to build with you as a brother and just to help others. You know what I mean? And that's at the end game. That's what I feel like it's all about, because we all got family. We all got things outside. We all go through things in life. You know what I mean? And so to actually have some people who care about you, you don't find that often. You know what I mean?
It goes back to what we were saying earlier. Like, one day we all got to go meet the creator at some point, whether, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, so we all got somebody we got to answer to at some point.
Yes.
And it's at the end of the day, when it's your time, did you leave it better than you found it? Did you leave the game better than you found it? Did I help push it forward a little bit? Did I help somebody else push the game forward a little bit? Did I affect anybody's life in a positive manner? That's what it's all about.
Yes.
It's all about creating and leaving positive change where we go. And, I think between the Jags and the Admirals, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave positive change. We're going to help people realize some dreams that they might not be able to get to.
I agree, my man. I appreciate you. I know this is one, I say one of my favorite segments, you know what I mean? Just like you said, and we're going to definitely do a lot more. So for those who are watching, like I said, we have long-term vision. You know what I mean? We're talking about actually recording and putting it on for other people to see the back end of things. We're talking about a show idea. This is just one piece, on top of so many different layers. And so that's the thing that I'm excited about, just being able to record our journey, begin to, document it. That's honestly what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, this is all it is. This is all documentation. Yep. This is all, like, it's going to be sections of this that's going to end up in the show. It's going to be section of this that's going to end up in there. Hell, I'm going to have a guy come in during the season, and he's going to teach players how to do marketing and graphic design if they want to.
Yeah.
Like, I got a guy that's going to come in and help do that. I got a guy that's going to come in and help players learn how to do their own podcasts. Podcast the game. Like, it's a lot of things involved in sports that you can do that's not just playing. That'll help you make money and also help you advance your career. And like players just gotta learn to take advantage of those other things and use them in combination with what you're already doing.
That's
It
it.
don't need to be I'm just doing this one thing and I'm just doing that. Use some things in combinations the same way you would use a move set on the court. Like I'm not just gonna come and use a crossover multiple times. I might use a crossover in and out,
Yeah.
scoop layup. Like,
Yep.
but that's what I had to do to get to the basket. If that's what you got to do to get to the bag, then that's what you got to do to get to the bag.
That's what I'm saying. That was a good. We're gonna end it on that. That was a good word right there. You know what I mean? Because that's really what it is. When folks look at what those who follow me, they see that, oh, okay, you got this program, you got this, you're doing all of these things. You're a busy man, but like you said, it all works together. You know what I mean? In some kind of form or fashion to get to the end goal. You know what I mean? Like they said, it's the journey, going down the journey to the destination. But on that journey, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And what does it look like? And like I said, we all have an end goal or what we want to accomplish, but how are you going to do it? You know what I mean? We can't I don't recommend put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? You got, you know what I mean? Use it, spread it out. You know what I mean? Throw seeds over here, throw seeds over there, throw seeds, you know what I mean? And in due season, it all gonna come back. So
is very few people that can put all their eggs in one basket and come out on the other end. I'm talking LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, dudes that came straight out of high school and said, nah, bro, I'm in high school and I'm one of the top players in the world. I know that for a fact. Yep. Like it's not everybody has those gifts and those abilities. So you're not gonna be able to put all your eggs in one basket. They came out of high school and they knew from the rip, like I'm here. Like I'm supposed to be here.
Yep.
Like that's not the case for everybody. That don't mean it can't be the case for you, but that's just not the case for everybody, statistically speaking. So, prepare for the life after, but also enjoy the process right now.
That's it. That is it. So before we get off, I want to make sure we have mentioned the tryouts again for those who missed it and they joining late. They can hear we got the trials. You have trials coming out, and then how to reach. I guess reach you.
Yeah. So we got tryouts coming October 21st, 22nd in Eugene at Lane Community College. It's going to be the building 4 and 5. Information is on the website. 11 to 3. Don't be late. Be early, because if you come late, I promise you, I'm not letting you in my gym. So that's just what it is. You better come with a doctor's note or an excuse, or a damn good one. I got we got the Corvallis tryouts. That's the one that might be changing dates. Right now we got it from November 3rd and 4th. We might be switching it to November 4th and 5th, depending on what gym situation right now. If we get this gym locked in that we're trying to get in. California tryouts, more information will come out about those California tryouts. We looking like mid-November. I'm just in the final stages of locking down our gym, so we got a place to go. So that'll be coming out. And then if you need to reach me, like I said, you got tape, if you got resumes, references, like this is a job.
Yep.
If you trying to get a job, what do you do to get a job? You send your resume, you send your tape, you send me what you need to show who you are. And I always say, don't just send me a tape without no explanation of who you are. I've had people just throw tape in my inbox with a name with no explanation of nothing. That don't tell me anything about your character, who you are, what you about. Like that's just a tape of some dude.
Yep.
Like, make sure you introduce yourself. Let me know who you are, what you about, and why you trying to reach out to me and why you trying to be a part of this team. My email is real simple. It's M as in Marion, Clark, CLARK. So mclark@ecjags.com. My website, super easy too, is ecjags.com. So, you can get information from there, reach out to me from there, so those people that know Coach Paul personally, if he feels like you deserve my phone number, he'll give you my phone number and you can reach out to me that way. He ain't just gonna give out my number to no random people. But if he feels like you need my phone number, you can ask him for it. And if he feel like you deserve it, he'll give it to you. Then you can reach out to me that way. So
Yes.
other than that, hit me on the email, mclark@ecjags.com. Send the tape. I'm looking at tape all the time. I'm a gym rat. I love watching tape. I love watching film. So, send it to me. Because, like I said, me and Coach Paul, we in this to build professionals. We're not in this just for the basketball. We in this to build and help people become professional athletes.
So those who listen, I know I have a couple of guys that I've sent, some of the players that I'm working with, and I make sure that I get them your number so they can speak to you. Like I say, it's an interview process. You know what I mean? So if I send it, you got to think I put my name on it, and I know what he's looking for and the type of player, and so I'm gonna send it. It's not a guarantee that you have the job. What it is saying, at least you have an opportunity to be seen, to present yourself. You know what I mean? And get in that pool where he's going to look. Because like I said, he's only taking, you said 12?
Yep, 10, 12, 10, 12. So something around there. And like I said, Coach Paul is going to get you in the door. At least he going to show you the door. It's up to you to walk through it.
Yep.
He gonna show you the house. He gonna drive you to the front yard and be like, "This is the spot." What you do with it after that, that's on you. We can't help you every step of the way. Some of this stuff you gotta take them steps yourself.
And that's gonna be the same way, right? So y'all gotta understand it's a two-way street. So the same thing, coach. You're not even coach. I'm so used to working coach. You know what I mean? But man, I'm gonna call you MC. I like to give nicknames. MC, my man, he hit me up and tell me, hey, like I said, B League. We're dealing with the B League in Japan. You know what I mean? Which is the top league out there, the GM. So I'm talking to GMs and owners, Denmark, and the coaches, Division I coaches, people that I'm talking to. I'm gonna be going to him, and I trust him. Like I said, he's gonna send them to me. Hey, I'm gonna be at games. We're gonna be working hand in hand. You know what I mean, like that. So we can give the best men opportunities to be professionals. You know what I mean. So it doesn't stop after the season and the TBL season. We're still going. You know what I mean? Like I said, because we got the off season. I got connections in Lithuania, where there's a Lithuanian free agent camps that'll be happening this summer. So we're going to be looking to get guys out there. Like I said, Denmark, Japan, the DR. We're going to the DR in January. So it's constant just job opportunities. And I know it's going to be, as we continue, more doors are going to open up. So like I said, it's going to be a two-way street. We're going to work together. We got the Thailand team in October to I think December. That's next year, 2024. But we're just letting everybody know we're going to be working together, and what we're looking for if you're planning on working with us. You know what I mean? And a part of what we have is that. So I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to go ahead and let y'all get off tonight. And this is something I talked to you too. Tonight I have Alex. He's my old teammate. Him and I played in Seattle together. He's actually in Ukraine. And so, yes, I talked to him last night, and he's going to come on. It's going to be a late broadcast tonight. I think it's like 11, just because they're 9 hours ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, other side of the world.
Yes. And so we're gonna do a special stream tonight around 11, where he's gonna come on and he's asking for help. You know what I mean? He's gonna let us know what's going on, and his help is they need drones. You know what I mean? They're still like, I don't know how much the news is putting out there. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I'm always on the go, but to know him personally and to look at the videos, and we're going back and forth. He sent me a video this morning where the siren, where he's like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna wake up. You know what I mean? They're just dropping missiles. And so that's something, like I said, just being able to, why it's so much bigger than basketball, it's life. You know what I mean? When I look at that. So that's something that's gonna show up later on tonight. And of course, like I said, me and you will talk offline to see how we can be a support of some sort in situations like that. But man, I want to say thank you. This is not going to be the last interview. This is just the first one. Like I said, we're helping each other And I wanted folks in the Northwest and beyond that I know that there's a new opportunity, there's a new job or a new team, and Eugene, and I wanted y'all to meet the owner and get a chance to say, hey, this is what he's expecting or what he's looking for. If you feel that you fit that bill, contact him, reach out to me. And if I think you fit that bill, I'm gonna pass you along. You know what I mean? So once again, I say thank you for, I think we talked like a few days ago. It's like, hey, let's set this up. And you met yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It happened quick. It come together quick though. Like that's the thing. Like you said, it come together quick. Come together in the blink of an eye. Like on that Ukraine thing. Shoot me a text. I might be up for that because part of this organization is also helping out people that actually need help.
Yes.
Like we plan on having sponsorships and fundraisers to help do things like that. So if we can get a fundraiser and help send some stuff to some teammates in Ukraine, some first aid, some stuff like that, we definitely, like I said, it's bigger than basketball. It's all bigger than basketball. Basketball is just a part of it.
I appreciate you, and I definitely send you a text, and like I said, because that's going to be on late tonight, I think like 11 o'clock, but I'm going to send you the text, and those who are watching, we're just showing who we are as a whole. Everybody get caught up in just the lights and, the money here and there, but understanding when it's all said and done, we're people, who have family, who go through things, and a lot of times we don't know what's happening. You're not the only one that's going through things, and so we want to show that there is a support system when it's all said and done. And that's one thing I can say. Those who play for me, all the admirals across the world, I can call them no matter what state, what country they're in, and even my ex-teammates. And it's that bond and that relationship that we built, throughout the years. And so I want to say thank you all for tapping in Streetball to Pro. This is not the last time. Like I said, we're going to be with the Jaguars along this whole ride. I'm excited to come down.
Y'all gonna see more of us. So y'all gonna see a lot more of me and Coach Paul together. We're gonna do some events together. We're gonna be at some spots together in person. So this is, like you said, this is a partnership that's going all year. We doing this all year long going forward. So
thank y'all, Streetball to Pro. Thank you, my man, for checking in, and I'll be hitting you offline real soon.
Hey, y'all have a good one, man. Appreciate the opportunity to talk to everybody. Hopefully some people reach out, Everybody have a good day. Stay blessed.
Yes, sir.